Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So I'm very happy to connect with you again here. So whether live or later on to replay. And so also very excited that Amy Flynn is back on the show. I think this is our second call with her this summer. And the calls with her and the collective are always really, really exciting, very inspiring, transformative, and also the energy, like the vibrations are really high when we have her on the show. So I've been always enjoying these calls with her. I love her message and the collective's message, and we've been receiving like so many great feedback from you throughout the years. And so today's subject is the collective look at the Lion's Gate, using its power and potential in your life. So that will be the main subject. Also, they will guide us on a multidimensional guided meditative journey. That will be toward the end of the call. And before that, we'll have a Q&A, like always. And for that, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand on Zoom app. And also you can raise your hand on your phone by clicking on or tapping *9. And also, if you want to type your questions, you can do that on the chat boxes, either on Zoom app or on YouTube. And so that's Amy. Welcome back to the show. Happy to have you with us today.
Hi, myself. It's good to be with you today. It's always fun to come on the show. I love it. It's such a great energy and great space, and it feels so good. And I know the collective loves being here, too. They love speaking on your show. So hi, everybody. We are back. And I know the collective want to speak to you about the Lion's Gate, and they were very excited that this session was going to be on the 9th, which is the day after the Lion's Gate is fully open. It's still fully open today, so we have all of the energy of the gate, and we're also going to be immersed in the crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies. These are rainbow frequencies, rainbow energy, rainbow frequencies that work silently and quietly and beautifully in the background. They uplift you, they raise your vibration, and they also activate your rainbow light body. So throughout the call, you may notice that you're feeling happier, more joyful, more relaxed if you're stressed about something. And it's just these wonderful frequencies washing over you and uplifting you. So you'll enjoy them. And they're going to be there from this moment through the very end of the call. So if we're on for 10 hours, we won't be, but you receive the frequencies for 10 hours. And so enjoy that. I don't think there's anything else that I want to tell you other than to relax and enjoy the call. And I will bring the collective in, and they will take it from here. So hold on while I relax and bring them in. Hello, everybody. We are here. Hello. We had to shoo Amy away. She was like focusing on things and in the environment and thinking about them, and they were just filling her mind. And we finally said, "Go, go, go! Let us come in." So we are here, and we are really, really excited and happy to be here on this wonderful Lion's Gate day. It's still pretty much the Lion's Gate day, and you have a calendar which marks the days. Well, we don't use your calendar, and the alignment that happens during the Lion's Gate is pretty much in full alignment still today. So we are right smack dab in the middle of the Lion's Gate energy, and it is magnificent. So that energy is going to be all throughout this call, flowing, and you're going to feel it, and it's going to be enhancing everything that we do, everything that we say, and you're going to learn how to use this wonderful portal, how to use this Lion Stargate, and you are also going to experience and learn what actually is, like what the opportunity of the Lion's Gate is for you, and why people consider it to be so special. And that's a very exciting thing. We are non-physical, as you may know, and even we love the Lion's Gate alignment. And so we think it's a very exciting thing. All right, so let's start at the beginning. You may notice that we talk a lot, but that's okay. You just follow along. If you've never heard us before, you just follow along, and whatever you are looking at, thinking about, whatever, will all become revealed, clarified. We will unfold things for you. And during the whole time that we're speaking, we're also going to be clearing and harmonizing. We're going to clear discordant energy from you, harmonizing your personal energy, not just your energy fields, but your personal energy that you actually are holding in your vibration. And we're also going to be tuning up and harmonizing your energy fields. We do this pretty much automatically in the background. You don't need to do anything, but you will feel the results of it. You will notice you feel better and better as our talk progresses. Also, we, as Amy explained, you are immersed in the crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies, which are another set of frequencies that we emanate. And these frequencies, excuse us, the body all of a sudden had to cough. And these frequencies are a beautiful, beautiful range of vibrations and light and color. And you probably don't see the light and color, but we are sure that you are feeling this vibration flowing throughout you. Okay, so back to this Lion's Gate. So what exactly is what everybody refers to as the Lion's Gate? It is an alignment in your, we would call it a cosmos, in your cosmos, for lack of a better word. And we're going to reference something in a moment that's going to kind of blow all that away, but we will just look at it this way for now. So it is an alignment of the beautiful, bright, bright star that you see in the sky called Sirius. Sirius is a star in the star system, and also the Orion's belt and the sun. And the Orion's belt was always Amy's favorite group of stars. It's in the constellation of Orion, and what you call Orion. And Orion's belt is the 3 stars that make up his belt. And Amy always loved that. She arrived on the Earth in the winter when Orion's belt was showing, and every winter, during the time it was viewable, she would always ask where it was. She would always go looking up at the sky, and Orion's belt was her most favorite thing. So the Lion's Gate, with the empowering alignment of the, the stars and the sun, it makes her very, very happy. She loves this. She just loves it. So anyway, physically that's what this is. And the Lion's Gate it's open for about, we think you call it 12 days. We kind of like to refer to it as more like 8 days because we like to focus in on the most powerful part of it. That really is 8 days, maybe maybe you could say 9 days, 4 days before the 8th and 4 days after the 8th. So if you include the 8th, that's 9 days. If you incorporate the 8th into that, those 4 and 4, then it's 8 days. And it kind of makes sense that it is at 8 days or possibly 9 days, because that is in alignment with the power and the number of the Lion's Gate. Now, there are many, many on your planet, many feelings and thoughts and beliefs about 8 and about 8-8. As a matter of fact, the Chinese consider anything with 8-8 or 3-8s or 4-8s to be extremely lucky, and they go out of their way to use 8s in everything. As a matter of fact, it seems that there is a big competition over getting a phone number or an address that has multiple 8s in it in China. They are so focused on these 8s in that way. Now, what is the 8? The 8 itself is a very special image, very special representation. Of course, there is no 8 in actuality, in source, in consciousness. What there is energy and vibration. And as a matter of fact, to take that even further, there's no constellations, no stars, no anything either. These are all projections, agreed to projections and beliefs that you hold on your planet. So we will explain that a little bit more in a moment. We want to talk about this 8. So the 8 is a connected, closed loop, and that loop crosses itself in the middle. And when this form is laid on its side, it is what you know of as the infinity form. So this 8, lying down, even standing up, has infinite power and potential. It's a very powerful number. There is no escaping for this energy that is held in those loops. It is in there, that energy that is surrounded in the two areas, the circles, it's held in there. Whereas many other numbers, we think maybe all other numbers are open. There is an opening somewhere. There's either a stick or an opening or an unclosed loop, but the 8 is a fully closed system, and so that energy is held and amplified within this form. Now, when the 8 is standing up in the vertical position, you might notice there's a lower part and an upper part, and the energy flows around this image, this design, this form. It will, let's make, if you close your eyes, we'll make pretend arrows on it. So the energy flows around the bottom loop, and it points up, and it flows up on the left side of the upper loop. And this is if we're looking at it, okay? Flowing on the left side, across the top, and down the right side, down to the left side of the bottom. So this is the energy flow within the form of the 8. Now, what this 8 is signifying is the energy flow from what you call the non-physical or the spirit to the physical or matter. So the energy flows, we will start the energy in the upper portion now, and the energy flows around that upper loop to the right, and it flows down into the lower loop. And if you consider that everything that is being experienced, that is being perceived in what you call the physical, is flowing on this 8 form, on this energy loop. So that is a pretty powerful symbol of what we could refer to as what you consider to be life. It also is a very powerful symbol of what you consider to be manifestation. In manifestation, what you're doing is you're focusing your mind, your beliefs, your intentions, your everything about you on a particular thing or group of things and bringing them into your experience in the physical. And so imagine that you are focusing, and the energy of all of your focus is flowing around this 8 form, flowing across the upper part and down, crossing that little cross part into the lower part. When the energy and your focus that is bringing this energy down reaches the lower part of the 8, you get to experience it. You can perceive it within the physical. Why so many manifestations don't work is people don't understand that the energy of their focus has to travel all the way around the 8. This is not a speedway. The energy does not zoom around. For you, you would consider it to be moving rather slowly. For us, we consider it to be moving rather fast. But we consider your life, your life experience to be rather quick. So you don't. You consider it to be long. And so for you, this energy, as it moves around the loop from the beginning of your focus all the way down to when you can perceive it, it takes a while. It can take a varying amount of time. It's not going to happen within 5 minutes. Let's put what you consider to be 5 minutes. It could take a week. It could take a month. It could take 3, 6 months. It could take a year. It all depends on how committed you are to holding your focus. Unfortunately, too many human beings that are looking at manifesting things or focusing on manifesting things and bringing things into their physical experience lose their focus, and then they have to go scramble to get it back. So you are a group of beings that tend to get easily distracted and easily frustrated. Those two things do not support a rapid manifestation. And depending on how frustrated and how distracted you get, you could completely lose that manifestation momentum. So that's why it's so important to stay focused with your focus and your energy. And you're not forcing something. What you're doing is holding that ball of energy together that represents your desired experience. And you are holding it together as it makes the journey around the 8. So as you can see, this 8 form itself is pretty important and a pretty powerful form. Now, there are many, many beliefs about the 8. The 8 represents, for many people and in many belief systems, power and wealth and leadership and things like that. And we say that all of those interpretations of the 8 come from the very powerful representation that the 8 is of the flow of energy around from the physical or the spiritual to the physical and then back up to the spiritual. If you think about the life of anything that you experience in your, quote, physical experience, unquote, you will see that there's a beginning, a middle, a duration, and then an end. That is this energy traveling around the path of the 8. So as things flow down from the top of the 8, go through that crossing point and into the lower part, it's in the lower part that you're able to perceive and experience and live them. And when they're in the upper part, they are not perceived as present or real for you. They're energy, though they're just as real. But as we mentioned before, it's easy for human beings to lose their focus on things when they're in the upper part of the 8 path. So during the lifetime of anything, it is in the lower portion of the 8. including your physical experience. So your physical experience, the experience and existence of all things that you perceive around you, you're perceiving and experiencing that which is in the lower part. Now, of course, we're going to say there are some special people that have enhanced perceptive abilities, and they're able to perceive the energy of this, whatever it may be, or of other things that are not, we'll say, things that are not in the lower loop of the 8, but are in the upper loop. They're able to perceive those, and they can feel them. This is not something that usually can be seen, touched, smelled, or tasted, but you can feel it. You can feel its vibration, and you can feel its energy. It's much more subtle than using your physical senses to look at something or to taste something or to smell something. It's a much more subtle thing, so you have to be a much more finely tuned receiver. And we're glad we mentioned receiver because, as you may know, all of this, all of the, quote, manifestation journey and experience, all of your physical journey and experience is all a received experience. You are receiving it all. If you are a lousy receiver full of static, you are going to have an unclear experience. You will have difficulty focusing on things and bringing them into your experience. And if you are an unclear receiver, even while living the physical experience, you will be confused, you will not have clarity in your life, and you will not feel that you have a clear path to follow. So we know a lot of people feel that, and basically it's because you are a staticky receiver. The good thing is you can correct and improve your receiving function and your receiving ability. So you're not doomed to stay that way. It's easily correctable. And we also want to mention that as we are speaking, we are also clearing, I think we said this before, this discordant energy, this non-productive energy, this distractive energy from you. We are enhancing your focus, enhancing your energy, bringing you into a more positive vibration and making your energy more cohesive. We might not have said all those words, but that's what is happening. So you are being tuned to be a better receiver. So we want you to notice that, and we want you to perceive how that is feeling for you so that you can bring this into your experience regularly, all the time, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to switch over again to this Lionsgate portal. Now, you know about the Lionsgate, the perception of the alignment in the sky, the 8 form, and its representation of energy flow within your physical realm. And where do we go from here? How do we put it all together so that you can actually use it? We just want to emphasize again that by knowing the 8 form and the flow of energy, you can see why a day or a period focused on the double 8s is a powerful manifestation time, a powerful birthing, bringing forth time. During this period of the Lionsgate portal, which is an energy portal, it's not something that you can go see, though we are going to take you into this portal and we are going to show you how to perceive these portals. You perceive them with non-physical senses, not your physical. And what we're going to do in there, we're going to have some fun, we're going to play, and we're going to manifest things. But that's for when we're finished with everything, because you will be very relaxed after we do that, and you probably are not going to want to focus on anything else but enjoying the energy flowing. So, okay, back to what we're talking about. So we have this period of, we say, concentrated 8 to 9 days of this enhanced energy flow, of this portal opening, or you could say of this cosmic alignment. we are feeling, we just want to mention this now. We're not going to focus on this too much during the call. We did kind of touch on it for a moment before, and that is that there really is no, we would say, stars or anything like that, or cosmic alignment. In other words, basically, what you're experiencing is like living within a simulation, a simulated reality, people could say a programmed reality, but it's more flowy than being programmed. So when something's programmed, it's very rigid, and you really can't deviate from the program. There can be some deviation here, but the truth of everything, the actual reality truth, is that everything that you experience and perceive is perceived and created out of a set of agreements that you make when you come into this realm. So to quickly touch upon that, you, as an energy, a concentrated group of energies that you might call your energy self, your higher self, your spiritual self, you've got a lot of names for this, your aspect of consciousness, as you come into this realm and you are what you call born into the physical form, what happens is you are, quote, born into a world made up of agreements. This world that you are living in, that you call Earth, that you call your country, your family, whatever, is a bunch of agreements. That's it. It exists like a tapestry exists. And a tapestry is no more than a bunch of threads that are woven together in a particular way to make a particular pattern. So there are different colored or different vibrating threads that are woven together in a particular way to make a particular pattern. You can undo the tapestry. You can undo the weaving and revert it back to its just thread nature. The same is true of your reality, what you call your reality, of this physical realm. And it is woven together by the agreements that you make and everybody else here makes. And those agreements are the threads. And how they're woven together is instructed by the agreements. And like we said, you can unweave it. The beliefs that drive your experience so powerfully are your beliefs in the agreements because of, one, beings, people that you consider to be more wise and older and bigger than you. Like when you're little, the older people, more experienced people, or people in a position of authority have told you, so you believe it. Your experience has shown you that things happen in a particular way, and so you experience it, see it, feel it, and so that reinforces your belief. And also, you may do what we call testing, where you're poking at something, a belief, and when it keeps proving itself to be the same result, you believe it and figure, well, that is just how it is. So we just want to remind you that there is no, quote, how it is. You are just poking at the current woven pattern of the tapestry. So, with that said, we can say with some certainty, and you can probably see how this could be true, is that nothing really is as you think it is, and nothing is really set in a particular way or destined to be a particular way. It is all a complete woven dance that in the tapestry of the expressed energy and the non-expressed energy, which we could refer to in other terms as the physical energy or manifested energy, and the non-physical energy or non-manifested energy. Those terms are not as accurate because of the meaning that you have all given to these words, but they're accurate enough. So that tapestry of your life, your world, how you think things are on the planet, everything can be redesigned. Let's put it that way. It can be redesigned. You can unweave, you can reweave, you can unweave portions and reweave portions. There is room for creating. Most people do not do their creating at this level. They do little bitty creating. Like their creating might be trimming the fringe around the tapestry, or trimming off some of the frayed threads. But you can do a lot more. You just aren't aware that you can. So we invite you from this moment forward to play and experience things. One other issue that human beings tend to have while manifesting, while wanting to bring things forth, is they place too much importance on the desired experience, and they get worked up about it. So those two things, so you get worked up and maybe anxious because you want to get it here now, and it just prevents the natural flow. And so we always say, don't make things so significant and important, and think of it more as playing a game. Playing. How can you play with this tapestry of this world that you see? How can you redesign things? How can you alter the experience that you are perceiving in a more, we guess we could say, desirable way? So if you look at things from a looser perspective, and where things aren't a life and death perspective, and you flow and you keep remembering, playing, joyful energy, you will find that you're able to redesign, reweave aspects of your tapestry much more. Now, yes, that will involve, in many cases, releasing the beliefs that you have put within yourself, that you have accepted and put within yourself about the agreements. You really can't alter or change the mass agreements. We say mass agreements, we mean agreements made by the masses, by the major percentage, like 98% of the people and beings living on the planet. You can't change those agreements, because if you could, the world that you're experiencing could, quote, fall apart. So your agreements tell you that a thing that has a brown base that points up vertically and sprouts green things off of it in many directions is a tree. That's an agreement. It's not a tree. It's an agreement you hold, that you made, to perceive this particular vibration and collection of energy as a tree. So, throughout everywhere that you go on the planet, and within this realm, except for maybe a few small pockets of, locations, people will look at that particular collection of energetic patterns and energy and say, oh, yes, a tree. There's no conscious thought. There's no awareness that you are perceiving a collection of energetic vibrations and patterns, and you have an agreement to perceive it as a tree. There's none of that. It just happens lightning fast without any thought. So this is good in a way because if you had to go through all of that thought and look at your perceptions, and oh, look at that, this energy and how it's flowing, and oh, is this something that I might perceive as a treat? Is this part of the, if you had to go through that every time you saw something, you'd never have any time for doing anything else. You would never have any time for living and experiencing other aspects of your realm. And so that's the purpose of the agreements, so that they're automatic. They exist in the background. We mentioned the tapestry analogy. We're also going to mention the web or the net analogy. And this means this is like the net. We don't know what that sound was. Are we still here?
Yes. Andy, can you please mute yourself? Yeah, go ahead.
You are muting us?
No, one of our audience, Andy.
Oh, okay. Okay. So hi, Andy. We will speak to you later when we take the questions, the live questions, and you can come forward and speak to us. That would be wonderful. Anyway, so the other analogy is that it's a net or a web, and if you think of things like a safety net or a net as a foundation for something, if you do a certain type of sculpting or building, you make a mesh or a net, and then you pour a material on top of that. It fills in the little holes, and then you build it up from there. That is also another very accurate analogy for the agreements that make up your world. So it's an agreement net, agreement mesh, agreement tapestry. You can look at it in all these ways. The reason why we use so many analogies is because your words are imperfect, and the meanings of your words are imperfect. So to use just one would leave a lot of other questions or a lot of things open. So we try to close that and make it more focused for you by using more than one analogy. So we hope we have done that. The most important thing that we want you to know is that it's not a solid, definite thing. It is a living, breathing net tapestry of agreements that you think is your solid physical world. And by world, we mean everything that you perceive. That means all the stars, the solar system, the clouds, the air, everything that you perceive is made up of these agreements. Now, it's pretty cool when you think about it, how we would say amazing that all these things could be woven together to bring you this complete perception of reality. So because reality is this woven tapestry, and because it is something you perceive, you can change it. You can alter it. That's what you tend to refer to as manifestation. You refer to manifestation to describe altering your perceived experience or reality. So, how does the Lion's Gate help with this? Well, because 8 is the representation of energy flow within actually what you would refer to as manifestation, and it's a powerful symbol, a powerful flow. That is also why 8 has this reputation of being a power number. People don't necessarily think of that. They just think, oh, 8, power, leadership, wealth. But it is because of this flow of energy that happens within the 8. And this Lion's Gate alignment is happening within the 8th month, centered around the 8th day. So that means we got a lot of 8s. There's a lot of focus on 8s. And actually, on the Lion's Gate day, the 8th hour, wherever you are, on either end of the day, is actually a little bit more powerful than the other hours because it brings another 8 into the whole picture. So now that you understand the energy flow in the 8s, you understand how your reality and your experience is a woven tapestry made up of agreements. What is manifesting? Well, wouldn't it make sense that it is a conscious choice to make a new agreement or remake as much as you can, because you can't remake the base agreements of your realm at all. They are there. But you can remake layers of agreements on top of them. So, or make a new agreement. So that's what you're doing when you're manifesting. And why manifestation only works when you have a dedicated focus is because you are making a new agreement. So let's just say you're making a new agreement about something you want to experience. You're making the agreement that that is there within your experience now. You can't make an agreement for something in the future because there's no future. So you have to make an agreement for something now. It might not come into your perceived reality at this very moment, but it will be there energetically. In order to bring it into the actual perceived reality, it has to travel around the loop of the 8s. Remember this. It has to make an energetic journey into the realm, the lower part, where you actually can perceive it with your physical senses. So that journey is going to take a little bit of what you call time, transit time, to explain it more clearly. For your new agreement of what you're going to perceive to travel around to get to where you can actually smell, taste, feel it, touch it, see it. So what happens and why a lot of these, quote, so-called manifestations don't happen is because people forget that they have created a new agreement, that they can't perceive the new agreement, but because the agreement is created, in order to make sure it stays created, they have to live their life as if the agreement is there, is created, because it is. So the minute you stop living as if that new agreement exists, it becomes unmade. Agreements are slippery little things. All agreements except for the very foundational agreements that everybody on your planet and in your realm has agreed to, those are pretty solid because there's so much behind them, so much energy behind them. Pretty hard to alter an agreement that everybody that comes into this realm, that's born into this realm, that expresses into this realm, has agreed to. You've agreed to it, to be here. So that is that the ground is solid, the trees is a tree, the sky is a sky, all that stuff. So with your personal manifesting and your agreement, this agreement only has your energy behind it. You may be able to achieve some buy-in or co-agreement from some others, which will add to the power of your agreement. And that's always a very desirable thing to do, a very powerful thing to do. And the way that you would do that is for you to be living as if your agreement was already so. Remember, it is so. It's just in the upper part of the loop that you're not able to perceive with your physical senses, but it is very much so, very much present. And the more you can live as if it's so, the more you will get, quote, buy-in or agreement to your agreement from others. And so then those others are adding their energy and their power to this new agreement that you made. Now, we're using new agreement instead of the word manifestation or desire because those bring in other energies within you you have particular thoughts and energy around the form, the words desire or want and manifestation. And so we're trying to leave those out because we don't want to mess up the water here. We don't want to muddy up the water. We want this to be clear. Because it is clear. It is a crystal clear process. There's no muddiness, but the language that you speak muddies things up. So if you can accept that your words can muddy things up and look for new ways of describing things that you haven't used before, and then focus on the energy of things as opposed to thinking about things with words, you will be a lot better off. Then your focus and your energetic focus will stay firm. Now, we want to be clear, it is your energetic focus that is so important, not your thought focus. Thoughts happen with words. You take this energy that comes to you, that you become consciously aware of, and then you assign words to it, and that's a thought. And most of the thoughts that pass through your head are not even originated by you. You're just picking them up from what we like to refer to as the thought soup. So thoughts, thinking about something, is not going to make it so. And that's another frustration that so many people have with manifestation. I've been focusing, I've been thinking, and nothing's happening. Well, it's because you're using the wrong power. You're using the wrong energy. And you're not focusing on the actual process of manifestation and how things come into your perceived experience. So hopefully, because we don't want to repeat everything, you have picked up that you live in a realm made up of agreements, that the agreements are woven together in a tapestry, and that is what you call your world, your realm, your planet, that everybody lives on this tapestry. And there may be different experiences because no one's living in the exact same point on the tapestry. We're all over. And you can affect this tapestry by affecting the agreements. You have some ability to make new agreements, to trim, around the base agreements. You can't really remake those at all, but you can change how you experience them. So you can trim them, neaten them up a bit, that type of thing. And we want you to also have picked up that the process that you call manifestation is the journey around the 8. And it's so appropriate that the 8 is also the infinity sign, because this journey around the 8 happens to infinity. It is always there, always ongoing. It will never stop. It will never end. It is infinite. So that means you have an infinite amount of opportunity to play with these agreements, to play with energy moving around the 8 and all this. We just want you to just have these basics and get them within your focus, within your understanding, because they will allow you to operate with more power. Okay, now back to this opportunity of the Lion's Gate. Since the Lion's Gate, as we mentioned, is all focused around the 8, it is an enhanced time of focus on manifestation. Yes, there is this wonderful planetary alignment, and yes, the energy of some of these not planetary, star alignment, some of these stars, to us it's the same thing. You see it as a ball in the sky. It's just whether the ball glows or it doesn't glow. We don't really see that. We see energy, but you are big on labeling things. That is another agreement that you have, to name and label things. And so we'll try to use the correct description for you. So these stars line up in a particular way, and the energy attributed to some of these stars is that of manifestation, of moving, nudging the energy around the eighth flow. So notice we use the word attributed because everything, we just want to emphasize this again, everything that you perceive, everything that you think is so, is an agreement, and it isn't necessarily or inherently so. In source consciousness, source energy, there is no form. There are no agreements. The agreements are for you to live in this agreed to realm. And that's one of the things that's so much fun about this realm. It can be not fun if you don't understand agreements and you don't understand the energy movement. But now we have told you about that, so you can bring these into your everyday thinking. And we also emphasized that the way to make things into what you can perceive is to make a new agreement and then to live your life as if that new agreement was so. So if your new agreement is that you have a new home, okay, we'll make a real simple physical thing that a lot of people like to focus on. So you have a new home. It is, you can think of it in a particular way, you could describe it in a particular way. It has things that you would like to have in a new home. And you want to bring this into your perceived experience or what you call form. So you make an agreement with this home. You make an agreement that this home exists, that this home is yours, and that's it. But now that home is agreed to in the upper part of the eight, or the energy. It has to come around the loop and flow down, cross the middle, and flow into the lower part. And it's got to come down enough in the lower part where you actually can perceive it with your senses. Your physical senses are very limited. They only perceive a very small bit of the whole energetic spectrum. But it is what you perceive with your physical senses in this physical sense world that make you acknowledge something as present or manifested or, quote, real, unquote. So during that journey, you need to, 1, reinforce your agreement repeatedly. 2, never let go of your agreement. Don't question your agreement. Your agreement is made. Now you have to just allow it to travel on its journey. And 3, get buy-in to your agreement from others, which will make the energy of your agreement more vivid and powerful, or as you might say, more real. So the way to get buy-in is that you live as is. That's why the most powerful manifestation and creation tool, you could say, in your world, in your experience, you could use a lot of words. We don't necessarily like to use too many of them because they're all inaccurate. But the way to get something into your perceived experience and is to have more buy-in. And when you live as if, others are going to perceive that you are living as if something is so. And they will very often just accept it, or they will believe it. Or some might question you because they're not able to see it, but for the most part, people will accept it. And you will notice that things in your lived reality, your lived experience, start to line up in favor of your new agreement. Now, we're using the term, we want to remind you, new agreement, in replacement of the term manifestation, because that manifestation term has a lot of baggage, a lot of kind of confused meaning, and a lot of mental baggage around it. So we're going to put it out to the side, and we're using the term new agreement. because it's really what it is a new agreement. That's an accurate description. So, as your new agreement picks up a buy-in from others, it begins to have more power. And it begins to move into the lower realm, the lower portion of the 8, a little, we guess we could use the word quicker. We don't like that word either because that's another inaccurate word. You actually need to evolve to where you no longer need to use these words because these words are woefully inaccurate and they confuse things and they confuse you and they confuse your experience of what is. So we are very excited for the day when you will all be telepathic beings and you won't have to worry about these words. Because who makes them up anyway? Well, if you think about it, there is one person or a couple of people somewhere throughout time that have made up a word, and people just agreed to it, more agreements. And so they're not really the best describers. So we want you to think of manifestation in the term new agreement. And when you think about that in context with a world and a lived experience that is wholly made up of agreements, you can see that making a new agreement is the way to bring something new into your experience. It's really simple. The reason why it doesn't seem simple or basic to you is because you have agreed to all of these words and their meanings and to think in a particular way according to these words and meanings. If you could just put them to the side for a bit and just receive what we're telling you, you will see that this is really basically a very simple, straightforward process with simple steps. And to add to that, we are in this moment, right now, where all of this energy flow around the 8 is enhanced. You refer to it as a portal or a stargate. We can refer to it as a portal. What is a portal energy? Woof, can't get the word out. What is a portal anyway? A portal is a focused group of frequencies that are spinning or moving in a particular way such that they hold an energetic form that allows for an opening or a passage or a pathway from one place to another. That's really what a portal is. Now, that was a lot of words to describe it, but that we did because, again, if we say portal, we say stargate, we say all that stuff, you have images in your head, you have thoughts in your head, and you have preconceived notions. So the most helpful thing that you could ever do for yourself in your life is to recognize what is a preconceived notion, what is an agreement that you made in coming here, and what is a belief that you have taken on to support those agreements. See, we just want to point this out because agreements are something you made and others made in coming here. You have to have a network, a set of beliefs to support those agreements because the agreements are just agreements. They're not what is. Just think about that. So that's why all these beliefs are so powerful and why you have to have them to support the agreement. Okay, so with that, we are going to let Monsef know that we would like to take some questions and see what you want to ask about what we said. And if you maybe are having some insights, maybe you are seeing some ways in which you can apply this into your own lived experience, and we will be happy to answer any questions that you have or bring any clarity to you. So let's see if Monsef is there. Monsef?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much, collective. I love your message about the tapestry of agreements and how it works with manifesting and how it relates to the Lionsgate. So thank you so much for all this explanation. And yeah, so let's take questions. So we have Linda. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Amy. This is Linda. My question is, when we make agreements like this, say, well, in my particular case, I have a friend who is getting dementia really bad. And so how do we weave a thread so that we can help that person to rewind their own brain if they're willing to do it? And I believe he is.
Okay. Well, you mentioned some very important things in there, and the most important is if he is willing to do it. You have to realize the experience that he is experiencing right now is an agreement that he made, probably an agreement that he made before he even came into this experience of physical form. So will he desire to remake that agreement or alter that agreement? Who knows? That is a very individual choice. What we would say you can do is to be there, to support him, and to speak to him, to speak and communicate with him in a way that reflects a different agreement, that reflects his cognitive ability being better. So he might not get what you're saying. He might not seem like he's understanding or following what you're saying, but you are living as is by doing that. And the more you do it, the more opportunity you are creating for him to give buy-in to this new agreement that you're making, this communication, this agreement, new way of communicating with him. And then he will have a clearer choice. Whether he does choose or doesn't choose is completely up to him. But that is what you can do. You can create, we'll say it again, maybe a little differently, hopefully, create a new agreement of how he is. So you're making an agreement with yourself. Agreements are agreements with you and the energy fields around you. And if you remember, you're making the agreement, the agreement is formed in the upper part of the 8 in energy. You have to hold and live that agreement as if it is so. The more you do that, and the more it moves into flowing into the lower part, the more opportunity there is for your friend to feel the energy of that agreement and to perhaps choose to make that agreement. And in your journey of holding the energy of your agreement, you might discover certain things like foods or supplements or things like that that will enhance your friend's ability to experience your agreement. So does this make sense to you?
Yes, and I have done a lot of that. I mean, I can't even tell you how much I've already processed and tried this, almost a lot. Let's just put this has been ongoing for 6 or 7 months, and I've really
very long. Your time frame, that is not a long time.
No, I know, but
Okay.
I mean, in a time frame when you are the only person that is allowed to offer this, and the only one that he will accept, so it becomes quite the journey.
Yes, it can become frustrating because you're not seeing evidence of your agreement. But this is where the power is. The power is you need to maintain your agreement in the face of what you perceive with your physical senses, because You're in the upper part of the 8 with your agreement. And every time you allow something you're perceiving knock your belief in your agreement or your certainty of the new agreement that you've made, you are setting yourself right back to the beginning. So you have to hold that agreement as so and live as if it's so throughout its journey.
Okay.
Now, there was something else we wanted to add, and we have lost it. Let's see if we can get it back. Oh, yes. Okay. Getting buy-in. Getting buy-in. In other words, getting others to also agree to your new agreement. You're not going to use those words. They're not going to say, oh, yes, we agree to your agreement to perceive things this way or experience it. That's not going to happen. But
Okay.
what you're looking for is for others to also perceive or accept what you're holding the energy of as so. You're holding the energy of your agreement as so. This is so. You are wanting them to begin to hold that energy also, to hold some of that energy. The more that you can get others to hold the same energy as you, the more power you are adding to the new agreement that you have created, and the more power you add to its journey. So there are so many things that make this, we would say, challenging for a human being to do, and that is because you have a mind that thinks, and you're so focused on the evidence that your physical senses give you, and you allow yourself to be knocked off of your certainty with your new agreement. So you have to be tough and strong and certain and hang on to that without letting go. Like a dog with a bone, you have to be tenacious. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter what you feel, you have to be tenacious. And that is the tricky part for you, because you are beings that have come to experience the physical. But experiencing the physical does not change the laws of energy movement within all. I just want to remind you of that. So be patient with yourself. Know how the process works. And be focused like crazy on your new agreement. And interact with your friend as however you do, and as you do, continually holding this new agreement. So that means you could be perceiving and experiencing a completely different thing in front of your physical senses than your new agreement. You don't let go of that new agreement, and you don't stop living as if it's so.
Okay.
Okay? That's
Thank
the tricky
you very
part.
much. Yeah, it is.
But you can
It's very tricky.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Monsi. Thank you, Amy,
Linda.
for collective.
You're welcome.
I'll mute
We
myself.
just want everyone to know that what we just shared applies to everything and anything within this, what you call physical realm that you are experiencing. It's not just to this one situation. It's to everything. And you have the same roadblocks, the same tripping up obstacles with everything. And it is because you are perceiving beings with your 5 senses, you are thinking beings, you come and you've made a web of agreements, so your whole, if you want to call mind, is one big network of these agreements. And you got that little tapestry in your head, and you're traveling the little impulses back and forth across that tapestry that you agree to. And that is your physical experience. So to alter that tapestry, to add something new, takes constant, unrelenting is a better word than constant, focus on that new agreement. Okay, so who else would like to ask us something or speak to us?
Wonderful, thank you. And the question is from Susanna. We make a lot of agreements without knowing. How do we let go of our attachments and frustrations about manifestations? Sometimes what we want seems so close, but why can't we reach it? Is it not time yet?
Okay. Well, if you reflect on everything that we have said, you will understand why what you're experiencing happens. And yes, you do make a lot of agreements. Your whole physical experience is an agreement, or more accurately, a series of, a tapestry of agreements. So there would be no physical experience. There would be no physical realm for you to live in if there weren't agreements. Because remember, in actual reality, what is really so, there's none of this. None of this. There is no world here, no physical, no nothing. This is all agreements, finely tuned and crafted agreements that you agreed to agree to in order to come into this experience. So yes, there are a lot of agreements, and it's because your whole world, your whole realm, your whole life, your perception of yourself, your perception of anything and everything is a bunch of agreements. I really want you to get that. There is nothing that is so in what you're perceiving. It's agreements. You agreed to this. You agreed to see things this way. You agreed to experiencing things this way. You agreed to experience that there's a solid ground under your feet and you can walk on it. You agreed to all of that. So why do things seem to take that long? Or do you think if we're remembering, she said it could just like go away? And that's because you are not focusing on your new agreement, your desired, for clarification, we're talking about your desired manifestation, unrelentingly. You're living the agreements that you made, that you chose before you even came here. You're living these agreements that define what you consider the world. And you're forgetting to live your new agreement that you're not able to experience right now in your physical reality. So think of your new agreement, what you want to experience, what you want to bring into your experience, as you're weaving a extra little thing onto the foundational tapestry that makes up your world and your realm and everything that you believe is true or so or solid. And no one else can see it, just you, when you've crafted it and you're working on it. That means every single day you need to lovingly work and craft and focus on your new little agreement. And that means every day you can't look at the world around you, the agreements around you, and say, oh, my agreement's not here yet, and start to doubt yourself and doubt your agreement. Every time you do that, your agreement goes poof, and you got to start all over again. Think of the 8. Think of the energy movement around the 8. When you start with your new agreement, you are in this, what you call physical, which is a set of agreements. And you're creating a new agreement. So your little agreement is starting not all that far from the cross in the middle, the X in the middle of the 8. And it's starting on the left, and it's got to move up in that upper part and around, and then it's got to come down the other side. It's got to cross the little X again and come down into the physical part, and or the lower part, and it's got to come down low enough to where you can perceive it with your senses in order for you to say, my desires was my manifestation, my agreement is present, it's here. So that's quite a journey that it makes. And you have to focus on its journey, and you have to focus on it being so for its whole journey. If you start doubting it, if you start looking for it too soon, if you get frustrated, your agreement goes poof. And this is also why the powerful thing that we said about living as if it is so. That is how you say, in an overall summary way, make things show up in your reality. To say accurately would be how you get your personal agreement to show up within the context of the web of agreements that you perceive as this realm. So living as if something is so is your unwavering belief in the new agreement that you have created. The more you can do that, the more successfully and powerfully you can do that, the more you will get buy-in from others about your agreement. Others will begin to perceive you with this new agreement. When that happens, you have added energy to your new agreement's journey around the 8, giving it more momentum. So these are all things to keep in mind. And you need to unlearn and stop thinking in all these terms that these people have used to describe this process to you. If you can just think within using the terms and the understanding of agreements, you will be a lot better off. And to clarify again for you and everybody is that a belief is nothing more than your living as if a particular agreement is so. So the word belief has a lot of baggage for human beings. It has a lot of wishy-washy energy around it. So we would like to move you away from that and replace it with living as if it is so. And what you'll notice is when you live as if something is so, you carry yourself differently, you may walk differently, you may talk differently, you may dress differently. All these physical manifestations that you do in your everyday life will shift. They'll just shift. And the more that happens, the more momentum you are giving your agreement. And the more that happens, the more easy it is for others to give you buy-in to your new agreement. So we hope that explained it a little more clearly for you, and it's also explained why the process doesn't seem to go as you would like, and also maybe helped you get past some of the frustration that you're feeling. So anyway, you can let Monsef know by putting a note in if what we told you and shared was helpful for you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Susanna, you can type your feedback on the chat box. And let's see. Kathy, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Hello, Collective, and hello, Monsef.
Hello.
Hello. What is your name?
My name is Kathy.
Kathy, okay. Hi, Kathy.
Well, when I first got on the call, I raised my hand to ask if you could send some energies out to my little dog and pets that are having trouble with all this incoming energy. But after listening to you, I need to put a new agreement out there to let him be happy in these energies.
Correct. And also we want to share that we are sending and transmitting and immersing you in these crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies, and these rainbow frequencies are well received by pets. They're always received by pets. Matter of fact, if you decide you want the frequencies flowing to you and for you for a certain amount of time, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, your pets are always included because they perceive them so well. And they're very healing and energizing for pets. And old pets seem to start acting younger. Cranky pets get less cranky. I mean, it's really amazing to see the shifts that the energies bring. So your pets are receiving this energy right now, and it is beneficial for them. And as far
Yes.
as your agreement as to how you perceive your pets, yes. See, what happens is you're seeing a particular thing with your physical senses, and you're perceiving a particular thing with your physical senses, and that is triggering a particular agreement that you made. So when you see this or experience this, you pull out this agreement, and that is what you then see the situation as. And it's not necessarily that at all. What's happening is you are just pulling out an agreement that you made and applying it to what you're experiencing. So yes, you can make a new agreement. You can, of course, your pet probably will not understand your agreement in words, but they will understand your agreement in how you relate to them. So in other words, if your dog, we don't know if it's a dog or a cat. We think it's a dog.
It's a
Is
dog.
that correct?
It's
Yes.
a dog.
Okay. If your dog is not feeling well or not walking well or whatever, and your new agreement is that your dog is full of energy and happy and enjoying life, and you start living your agreement in your relationship with your dog and speaking to him about how excited he must be about life and all this, you will begin to see it. And remember, this agreement's got a journey around the 8, so it's not going to be instant, but animals are much faster. They're much faster than human beings. So this is a good thing. So you'll begin to see that he will begin to reflect your new agreement. How long it's going to take, we don't know. And you also need to know that whatever he is experiencing is an agreement that he made or holds about himself. So your new agreement will be influencing his agreement about himself. Like we said,
Okay.
it's a tapestry. Everything is woven together. These agreements are not straight lines laid out. It's threads that are completely woven, interwoven, intermeshed. So if you remember that, you won't get frustrated. You will allow the process to happen, and you will understand how you can make a new agreement and add that to this tapestry, overall tapestry of experience. Does this make sense for you?
Yes, it does. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, we just want to ask: has your dog seeming to feel or be any better since we have been speaking?
Actually, yes. But as his call started, he was out on the back porch. I brought him in snarling and growling at me, all 8 pounds of him. He is laying down, passed out in his chair with your energies.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that's wonderful. We are imagining his little body all or snarling and growling. Oh, well, we're glad that he is relaxed and enjoying the energy. So this is good. So hopefully when he wakes up, he's going to be in a much more serene state and place.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. And also thank you, the collective.
You're welcome.
Susanna Sherrod, I really have to listen again and integrate. Thank you, Amy, the collective, and Monsef.
Okay, you're welcome. Do we have any other questions?
Yes, we have. Phone caller, phone number ending with 8661. Can you please unmute yourself? '86 / 61. Hello. All right, so we will come back to them later. So Rebecca, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, Monsef. Thank
Hello.
you so much for taking my call. And Amy, it's such an honor and a privilege to connect with you today and the collective. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is Rebecca?
It is.
Okay. So what is it that you want to ask or want clarity about? Where did she go?
I see you here, Rebecca. Hello. Yes,
She accidentally mute herself again?
No, I'm not sure if she's hearing us. She's looking at her computer. Hello, Rebecca. She's no, we don't hear you. You're maybe if you can check the mic if there is a mute button there.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yes,
Is it
you're
working
back.
now? I'm
Yes.
very sorry. I'm not sure
It's
what
okay.
happened. The great technology, you know how that goes. Thank you. Thank you for
There are
taking
many
my
agreements.
yeah, many agreements indeed. Indeed. Thank you for taking the time to connect today. I love what you're saying about living as if and replacing the word belief. I've recently unfolded several agreements in my life, including your example of coming into a new home just a few years ago and understanding what it means to be a steward of this space and to honor that and the beings that are here. And now I'm stepping into my business and the holistic health that I have been encouraged to provide for many years, and I'm finally stepping into that and releasing all of the other pieces. So I'm looking for some guidance on understanding the movement into this new position and stepping into this agreement that has been in place for quite some time. And I'm hoping to understand a little better and hear what your input would be, Amy, and the collective. Thank you.
Okay. First, we want to share that you mentioned this agreement to do this, to step into your purpose, has been in place for a long time. And we also want to emphasize that on top of this one base agreement, there are many layers and levels of agreement. So every little agreement like this is, again, a smaller tapestry. It's not one agreement. So it's an interwoven mesh of agreement. So you've got your one big tapestry, and then on top of that, and enmeshed with that, are your smaller, what we could call personal tapestries. So this is a personal tapestry for you. And so it's not just one agreement. And so you said the agreement has been in place for a long time. You've been aware of it. And that's great. Now, there are many other agreements that you need to make or get, they may be made, but you have to be able to perceive them and clarify them around this one agreement. So it's good that it is a fairly large agreement influencing a fairly large part of your lived experience, because then you will be able to more clearly perceive and pick up the more subtle agreements around it. So you liked and understood the concept of living as if. That's very important because that brings your agreement into your perceived experience and into the perceived experience of others. Now, others, as we've mentioned before, are important because they provide that energetic oomph by buying into your agreement as if it's so. So you don't need to answer this now, but we want you to reflect and look at what other agreements have you made around this larger agreement, or what other agreements do you need to make? Maybe you've made some agreements that you need to, that no longer apply, or you need to release, or you need to get in there and reweave. And we'll give an example. All right, you have the agreement that this is what you are here for and to do, and you're solid in that agreement. But maybe you made an agreement that something else needs to happen before you can do this. And if you have an agreement like that, that might constantly be something that never lets you live the base agreement, because it's kind of a nebulous thing. There's something needs to happen. So you need to get clear and see what other agreements are interwoven with your big agreement, or what we'll refer to as the base agreement, that may not be supporting your base agreement. And you need to make new ones. You need to make new agreements that support it. And so we'll give you a real simple example. You, whatever it is that you want to do, we think it was something with the energy and healing, and you reflect and look at how does someone doing this or living this act? How do they express themselves? How do they carry themselves? What are the type of people they surround themselves with? And each one of these little questions is another agreement that you can make. So then you make those agreements, and these agreements define, they help to give substance to your living as if. So we'll use the example of a healer. We know it's not exactly a healer, but it's within that realm. So you know your base agreement is to express within this, lived reality as a healer. So you just bring it. So what does a healer surround themselves with? What type of people? What type of things? And you bring these into your physical perceived experience. So you bring in the right people. You make these connections. You bring whatever added things that you think a healer would have, and you bring to your being that persona. You step into it, and you begin to live as it. The better that you can do this, more solidly that you can do this, you're going to be pretty amazed, because people will start responding to you and interacting with you as if they're giving you buy-in. You already are this. They will be asking you for things. So you should probably prepare yourself on how you're going to respond and what you're going to do. So in other words, things can happen very quickly when you get buy-in for something like this. So focus on these added think of them as like little decorations or additions to your primary tapestry. And the tapestry is of your purpose, of what you know that you are here to do. And just add them and weave them in, and then live them. Focus on living them. You may not see the, quote, evidence of them yet in your physical perceived reality, but remind yourself of the energetic journey around the 8. So you made your initial agreement, you're making these other little agreements to enhance your initial agreement and to add substance to it and flavor. They're in the upper part of the 8. You want to move them, you want to maybe add power to them, you get buy-in. So the acting as if, the living as if, is the venue? That's not the right word. Avenue. It's very close, avenue and venue, through which you're going to be able to get the buy-in from others to add power to your tapestry and your agreement. So we hope that made sense.
It does. It really does. And thank you. Coming at this from various different directions, my understanding of the 8 of the infinity loop and that connection and where things come together when everything converges in the cross, I have a solid understanding of, and I really appreciate the reminder to focus on the additional pieces of this agreement. When we step into this and believe it and living as if it's true, it's a reflection, and that is what is reflected back to us. And I'm starting to see pieces of this.
Okay, good. Even more than that, the reason why this is so powerful and the reason why it works is because everything that you think is real is not. It's only a bunch of agreements. So because everything is agreements, agreements are what is, not what you think you see, just agreements. So when you choose your agreements and you make your agreements, you are very powerfully acting as a creator within this realm, because the realm is built on agreements, made of agreements. You're making a new one. You're living as if. You're adding your agreement into the pile, into the tapestry. So it is the way things work. It is what is. People tend to forget that, and they tend to rely on their sense input too much and think that's what's real, but it's not. It's really not. That's not what's real. You're perceiving what you perceive because you have an agreement to do so, and that's it. If you can remind yourself of that, you can stay out of the trap of the, we would say the go and the energy and everything. It's just all agreements. It's just really agreements. And then, of course, in order to support the agreement, you have to have a belief in the agreement. And the more people or consciousness that has the belief in a particular agreement, the more powerful that agreement is. And it's cool. It's really a basic thing.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Amy. And thank you, Collective. Thank you, Monsef. I appreciate the time.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. And also thank you very much, the Collective. Let's see, we have a question from Tanya. I understand that we made our agreements before we came here, but our everyday life creates new karma. How does our karma affect our agreements?
Okay. I don't know how to put this in a gentle way. We're going to try. There's no karma. Karma is an agreement and a belief. You have a belief in karma because at some point in time, because not everybody agrees to this, so it's not a mass agreement. It is a certain percentage of the mass that agrees to this. There's no karma. You don't need to worry about karma. What there is in this, quote, realm of physical experience is cause and effect. That's completely different from karma. Karma is something that you think of that attaches to you and follows you around and could show up at any time. That's not true. It's not true. It just is not so. All right, so throw away the concept of karma and don't worry about it, because your karma is not going to come back and bite you. But we want to point out, if you believe, if you have agreed to that karma exists, and then you enforce that and give power to that agreement by believing in karma and living your life as if karma existed, you will experience what you call karma. But unwinding that, we're going to point out real clearly, it is only an agreement that you made that karma exists, and then the belief that you put in the agreement that you made that karma exists. And you do live, and people that believe in it do live their life as if it exists. They're living as if. So what we want to point out to you is it does not exist, and you can stop living as if. You can remake that agreement. You can make a new agreement that says, I am free of all karma. And you can believe in that new agreement, and you can start living your life as if that were so right now. Now, again, that is in the upper part of the 8. And before you see evidence of no karma, because you believed in it so strongly, it might take a little bit of time for it to travel around the loop. But it will. We assure you it will. So, let's go of the karma thing. We forgot what was the other part of the question?
Yeah, it's related to karma. She said, how does our karma affect our agreements?
Okay. So, in short, your karma doesn't exist, so therefore your karma does not affect your base agreements. We assume she was referring to the base agreements there. So your power is in making agreements and then living as if they're so, believing in the agreements that you make and then living as if they're so. That's how you bring things into your perceived, experienced life experience. So you have to start thinking of things as being loosey-goosey. In other words, there's no solid anything. There's no thing that is set in stone and solid and can't be, influenced. Everything is not that. Everything that you think is solid is a set of agreements, a series of agreements, and then belief in those agreements. So that's your whole concept of karma is just that. It is really that, which means you can completely dispense of this whole karma thing if you choose to do so by making new agreements about it. Basically one agreement. that is not something that exists and not something that affects you. So if you live your life, again, we're going to say it, as if karma existed, it will exist in your experience. If you make a new agreement that karma is not something that is, it's just something that a bunch of people at some point in time agreed to and decided to believe in, you will free yourself from the whole karma thing and then just live your life as if there's no karma. Might seem scary at first if you've had a very, very heavy agreement and belief in karma. But we assure you, the more that you do it, the easier it will become, and then the freer you will feel getting off this whole, quote, karmic wheel. So that's our reply to that, and we hope that's helpful. We think that might help a lot of people, because a lot of people, especially people that are interested in this energy work and so-called spiritual work and spiritual knowledge and all that, tend to have a belief in this karma. So we think that what we just shared will help a lot.
Yeah. Thank you very much, the collective. And also thank you, Tanya. Tanya shared thank you. And Linda also shared thank you so much. And do you feel it's the right time? Maybe in a little bit to do the guided journey, but before that, there is you have 2 free gifts that we are offering, and then a special offer.
Yes.
And let me
Yes.
share that. Yeah. So the first free gift.
We're going to start with our gift, and then the other
Yes.
gift is from Amy and us. Okay. So our gift is our wonderful talk looking at 2023, this year, 2023. And there are a lot of energetic patterns and waves that are occurring this year. And, of course, you experience them as things unfolding or events and things like that. And so we share about that. We share about what you can expect in this year and how you can use the energy of this year to, we guess the word would be enhance your lived experience, add power to your new agreements, things like that. So you will enjoy that. It's very uplifting, And we also have a guided meditative journey in there, which is a kind of nice treat because we don't necessarily put that in our little annual looks at the year, but we did this time. And it's probably only a little over an hour, so it's something that's quite easy to listen to. And the next gift is something that Amy put together. Again, it's beautiful, energetic gift, and it is what she calls abundance gifts. And it is one of the gifts is a little guided, we would say, well, guided, we'll just say audio, for lack of another way to describe it, on how to put together your own little talisman or what you could consider energy emitting tool, and then to charge it up with your desired intentions. You can do that. You can do it for many different things. You can select your favorite things and add, excuse us, our frog is here, and add your desired energy to them. So those are our free gifts, and we invite you to take a look at them and to take advantage of them because, of course, they're free. So why wouldn't you? And then our wonderful special offer that contains all of these wonderful things that are brought through us and then through Amy. And we encourage you to read this page because there is wonderful energy on this page, beautiful energy, and there are beautiful, powerful things. We're just going to name them. We will not describe them because we don't want to spend too much time. We want to take you on the journey. So we have the crystalline grid connection, which is the living love connection. And then that is, then after that we have accessing the unlimited source vibration during times of chaos and great change. You could consider that you are experiencing a time of chaos and great change. And then the next one is the Solstice Solar Logos Divine Light Guided Meditation with us, the collective. And after that, included is the collective's instant joy process. Again, that is ours, and this is a beautiful, very high vibration little meditative process to bring forth and focus and concentrate this immense joy light within your solar plexus, your belly. You will feel the joy jumping around inside you. It's so great. And it's a very short little guided meditation. We think it's 9 minutes, so you can do it every morning before you start your day, and it will ensure that you have an amazing day. And it also will ensure that people respond to you in an amazing way. The next are powerful sequenced frequency living energy MP3s, and they're focused on different aspects of your life and your lived experience. You can see that by looking at them and go through that. Then we have the first bonus, and that is a super powerful 5D through 11D multidimensional money, Reiki, and transformation session. And these are a monthly group session. The next one is the August 25th Lionsgate Portal Light Activation MMRT. And this will transmit special Syrian and Lyran frequencies, light codes to activate and harmonize the Lionsgate transmission. And the harmonization is very important, and everything within this session is transmitted in human-compatible, you-compatible frequencies, so they're easily assimilated, comfortable to receive, and not overwhelming. It's a very, very powerful energy. And these sessions are transmitted by Amy with the help of about 200 seventh dimensional light beings, and for the Lions Gate sessions with the support and assistance of the Syrian blue lions and their beautiful blue energy. So it's quite a light-filled spectacular. And if you're a person that's able to perceive light, you are going to be in heaven with all of this light show. The next thing is another bonus, and this is our crystalline rainbow starlight frequencies. These are the energies that you have been immersed in for this whole session, and they are awesome, delicious, and powerful 24/7 energy support. And as we mentioned, your pets receive them, and they are very good receptors of this energy, and they will take it in and do amazing things with this energy, as will you. Plus, the energy also clears your space around you, your home. And so if you have any negative experiences, aspects, portals, inversions, whatever you want to call them, within your space, these will help balance, harmonize, and clear those. So we invite you to come and read the page and look at all that, because it's all here, and the energy on the page is spectacular. It contains more of these wonderful frequencies. And there is another package with another added. This is added to everything that we just told you about. And this is called Package B. And this contains also a 30-minute personal energy surgery and frequency sequencing session with Amy. Amy does this with the light beings. She works with about 4 light beings, and she works on your energy body. It is precision, it is precise, and it is a deep clearing, releasing, energy upgrade, transformational, chakra tuning, balancing, reset, healing of physical things, all done through your energy body. So you can read about that also on the page. We invite you to do so. We don't know if there is a link on the live page for this, but Monsef will give you the link and probably put it in the email. So.
Yeah, it will be in the emails, but also it's yourdivineuniqueness.com/Amy, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Amy, AMY. And this is for the special offer. And also I posted the 2 gifts links on both chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And also these 3 links are on YouTube video description, and you can find the buttons, the 3 buttons for them, on the live event page, and then on the replay page. You will also receive them via email. So yeah, thank you so much, the collective. We're grateful to you as always.
We want to add, because Amy is nagging us in the background, we forgot to mention in the abundance gifts, it includes a powerful money Reiki healing MP3. Yeah. It's an energy-filled MP3 that will heal and transform your relationship and energy around what you call money. So it's powerful and beautiful, and you can use it as often as you like. And the effects are cumulative. Okay, so that's what you want us to say. We also want to point out we do not see the special offer link on the live page. We don't know if it's supposed to be there. So if it is, then we are not able to see it.
No, so, it's there. It's the first one. It's special offer. It's a button, orange button under the topic.
We see.
We don't see.
Free gift 1 and free gift 2.
Maybe you just need to refresh. I think it was Amy. She opened it very early this morning.
Oh, yes.
Because it wasn't there. Yeah.
Aren't you impressed how much better we are getting with working with this computer thing? When we first started coming through Amy, we really were confused. We couldn't do anything with the computer. Now we can refresh the page. We are talented. Okay, so yes, we want to take you on a beautiful, guided, meditative journey into the Lion's Gate portal. Now, we want to, as we're speaking this little description, we want you to get comfortable. We want you to shift your body into a position where you feel no stress, no strain in any muscles or joints, where you are relaxed. You can feel everything is relaxed. If you have tension in your shoulders or the back of your neck, we want you to put something back there to support it so that you relax those muscles. We're going to help you relax, but we want you to physically adjust yourself to relax also. We don't want your body to be distracting you from your journey. And what we want to say is that this is a powerful, altered state, guided, meditative journey, and we are going to go into this portal. Now, remember, we described the portal as this energy that is rotating, what you would call rotating, or spinning. It's not fast spinning, it's a gentle spinning. And its spinning creates an opening or an area in the center through which other energy can pass. And since you are energy, you can pass through it. If you were a solid being, you could not do so. But you are an energy being that is experiencing itself as a solid being through a set of agreements that you made so that you can very definitely enjoy this portal journey. Okay, so hopefully you are comfortable now, and we're going to do some deep relaxation and then special breathing. So first we'll start with the relaxation. We want you to imagine that some magical light, but this is a light that has some feeling to it. It's flowing over your head. It's being poured over you, kind of like a molasses. It's kind of, it flows down, but it flows very slowly. And as it flows over your head and your face, it is completely relaxing every muscle in your face, in your head. So all your scalp muscles are relaxed, all of your face muscles are relaxed, and everything just continues to relax as it flows down your neck, the back of your neck, the front of your neck, your jaw muscles, all relaxing. And this beautiful light flows down over your shoulders, down your arms, relaxing every muscle, your arms and your hands. You might feel your fingers just relaxing and getting soft. And the light continues down over your chest and your upper back, relaxing all of the muscles, relaxing all of the organs. Everything is slowing down, relaxing and relaxing. Your heart is relaxing and slowing. Your lungs and your breathing is slowing. Everything, your digestion is slowing. Everything is relaxing, relaxing. All your abdominal muscles and lower back muscles relaxing, relaxing. And this light continues to flow down over your hips and down your thighs, relaxing every muscle, the big muscles of your hips and your upper thighs and back of your upper thighs. As the muscles relax and relax. Down over your knees, relaxing all the little ligaments and tendons and muscles that make up the knee, creating harmony within the joints and flowing down over your lower legs, down, relaxing all of the muscles, relaxing, relaxing. Everything is getting nice and relaxed. As the energy and light continue to flow down, it flows down over your feet, relaxing your ankles and all the bones and little muscles and ligaments of your feet and your toes. And you're completely covered in this soothing light. Now we're going to bring your awareness back up to your crown. And we want you to notice this beautiful, magnificent, geometric form, gently, slowly rotating above your head. It's made up completely and entirely of light. And this form is emitting light, a beam of light. This is a beautiful white crystalline light that is coming in through your crown. And you're feeling it flow in. And it's washing over your third eye and flowing down your body, down the central channel, all the way down to your lower abdominal area, where it's going to begin to swirl slowly, very slowly, in a little vortex of energy. And the energy from this vortex of light is going to radiate outward and flow down your legs, flow throughout your whole trunk, and flow up to your shoulders and down your arms. And it's going to fill your whole body form with this very brilliant, divine crystalline light. As your light and your This fills you, and your cells are completely filled with this light. You can feel the light. You can see it. Now we're going to bring your awareness down into your body form, where you can see all of the light within your cells. They're all sparkling and twinkling as if they were all stars in a sky. The little flashes of twinkles of light everywhere are your beautiful cells dancing with this light. Now we're going to bring your focus and your awareness into your heart center. So we're going to go right into the center of your heart. Right in, which is a beautiful, lit up, radiant area holding so much of this divine crystalline light. And as you come into the center of your heart, you find yourself relaxing and sitting down there. And as you sit, you look around and you notice there are many doors that surround this heart area. And you are attracted to open the doors, but you are more attracted to one door than any of the others. So you get up and you slowly make your way over to the door that you're attracted to, and you push it open. And on the other side of the door, you see this infinity. It's dark inkiness filled with sparkling light, just like your cells looked within your body, twinkling and dancing, and it seems to go on forever. You can see no end to it. And you allow yourself to float out of your heart center, out of the heart, and you float out into this infinite realm, this infinite area, and you're enjoying the feeling of feeling so light and floating about. And as you look at yourself, as you look, back at yourself, down at yourself, you notice that you are glowing with this radiant, brilliant white light, just like all of these stars around you. That makes you wonder, are they really stars or are they other beings just like you? Are they conscious beings? So that's a question that you just allow yourself to hold. And as you float around, you notice that within this beautiful, magnificent field with these magnificent, twinkling, sparkling lights, you see something that looks like we would describe it as a vortex lying on its side. And so you float over to it, and the closer you get, you're realizing that this vortex, this portal, you're seeing it's a portal because it seems to go somewhere. A vortex doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but a portal does. And you're seeing that this portal opening is huge. It's massive. And you're so in awe at the size of this opening of this portal. And you're very intrigued by it. So you allow yourself to be drawn into this magnificent portal opening. And as you're drawn inside, something spectacular happens. You begin to feel this energy of joy shooting around within you. You begin to feel this power shooting around within you. You just feel all this energy zooming about. And it feels so good. You just love it. And you are just radiating and emanating this light from yourself, just flowing out. And it seems to be flowing out and feeding and nourishing the portal. And as you drift in further, you are noticing that it's not dark within the portal. It is very light. The walls, if you can call them walls of the portal, are made up of gorgeous, sparkling, twinkling light. They are yellow light, golden light, and white light. And the lights flash and twinkle in alternate colors. And it's the most magnificent thing you've ever experienced. And as you allow yourself to drift in further into this magnificent portal, You are just in awe by the magnificent energy. And you begin to notice that there's movement within the portal. That's not just the walls and the twinkling. You begin to notice that there may be something that you could even call beings that are inhabiting the portal. We like to refer to them as portal beings. And as you look further at these portal beings, you're seeing that they have kind of a form like a being, and they're not just a blob of energy without form, and they seem to be waving you in. They're moving the energy so that you seem to flow without any effort into this portal. And as you drift past these portal beings, which are lining the sides of the portal, you feel immense love, just an immense wave of love flowing from them. This love is so big and powerful, and it just fills you. It wraps around you in a way that you've never felt before. And you recognize it as this energy, this creative energy that these beings are filling you with and wrapping you in. And you flow further into the portal. You are enjoying the journey immensely. You are enjoying the light. You're enjoying the portal beings and their great love. And as you flow a little further, you're noticing that the portal beings now have changed a little. Their appearance now begins to resemble a bit more what you could call a lion or a lion-like appearance. And as you look at them, you're noticing that they too are radiant and glowing. But these beings sparkle and twinkle with a golden light mixed with their white light. So these beings are very, very golden, and they emit a magnificent golden and white glow. They too are emitting the same loving, powerfully loving energy that the previous portal beings were emitting. And as you allow yourself to flow and drift further into the portal, you're coming to the area where all that there is these lion-like portal beings. And they are surrounding you and beaming their loving light to you. And their light and love is lifting you and carrying you further along your portal journey. And the further you flow, the better you feel. Everything feels so good, and you feel as if you have entered this magical, magical place, and you are so relaxed and so happy and so joyful. Now you notice that you can see or perceive an opening at the end of the portal. It seems like it is the end. It seems like it's an opening, and you are flowing towards it. And the closer you get, you notice that this opening leads to this beautiful, magnificent light. It's this gorgeous golden and blue light. And so as you flow through the portal further, you come up upon the opening, and you pause, and you look through, and you see all of this field of golden light, blue light, and they're moving, and they're interweaving, and they're twinkling, and they're almost doing like a divine dance together. And you are just hypnotized by these lights. And as you allow yourself to watch them and feel their magnificent energy, you find yourself being drawn right out of the portal into the heart of this beautiful, magnificent light. The golden light wraps around you and supports you and winds and twirls around you, and then the blue light replaces the golden light, twirling and wrapping around you, and you feel like you are being nourished and remade in the most powerful, strongest way. It's just an amazing feeling. And you just take it all in, and you allow it to all happen. And anything that was possibly on your mind or within your physical body experience is now just dissolving away, just all being washed away by this magnificent light. While you're here, you allow yourself to send appreciation and love into this realm, into this energy, and you just beam it out. And as you do, you notice more of these lion-like portal beings all around you in a circle. They are beaming love back to you. They're receiving your love, and then they're beaming their energy back to you. And you have never, ever felt anything quite like this before. And you allow yourself to receive it all. Take it all in, and you allow it to nourish you. And you feel so good. And you send your appreciation and your gratitude out to all of these portal beings, these lion-like beings, and to all of the living energy that is around you and the living light, the blues and the golds. And now you make your way back to the opening of the portal. And you come back into the portal. And as you enter the portal, you're noticing that you're also surrounded by this blue and golden light. It carries in with you into this part of the portal. And the lion-like portal beings are lining the sides of the portal, all beaming energy to you and golden light to you, supporting you on your journey, filling you with such love and power and magnificence. And as you float further into the portal, you begin to reach the part where the portal beings transition from the lion-like portal beings to the regular light-being portal beings. And as you make that transition, you're bringing with you your golden and blue energy. It's within your cells, it's wrapped around you, and you're breathing it in, and you're feeling it, and you're carrying it with you. And as you come up to what you feel is like the middle of the portal, you're going to do something very special. You're going to take something that you have wanted to experience, and you are going to make a new agreement about it. So you're going to make a new agreement right here within the portal. And as you make this agreement, you feel its form, you feel its power, and you feel its reality in your lived experience. And then, as if it were a thing that you could pick up, you take it from your heart center and you put this new agreement made out of your love right into the portal wall. So you're putting it right into the portal wall to be protected and loved by all of the portal beings. They see your new agreement, they acknowledge your agreement, and they give their love, their power to your new agreement. And then you continue upon your journey, traveling and floating through the portal, just taking in all the love and all of the light. And as you do, you begin to see the opening on the other side of the portal. And you make your way towards that opening, filled with this immense love and this gorgeous light, white light, golden light, blue light, filling every aspect of your being, loving you, lifting you, caressing you, holding you as you travel through the portal. And as you come up on the portal opening, you turn around and you face inside the portal. And you send your immense appreciation, immense gratitude, and immense love through the portal to touch every single portal being that is there within it. And as you do, you receive a humongous, the hugest wave of appreciation and love back to you. Now you know it is time to exit the portal and flow back to the earth, into your body, And as you do, you're traveling with this beautiful stream of white light, golden light, and blue light trailing behind you. And you see your physical body lying or sitting where you left it. And you bring all of this magnificent light right into your physical body. And you allow all of the golden light, and the blue light, and the white light to fill every aspect of your body form, to fill every cell. And your body is so happy and grateful and feels so good. And it feels so good to you to be back in your body, bringing all of this light home. Now we're going to bring you back into your regular state of awareness and consciousness so that you can experience once again the splendor of this realm of physicality and agreements that you chose to come to. And you can experience the splendor of your wonderful body as you've created it to be. So we're going to count from 1 to 7. And when we reach 7, you will be back at normal awake consciousness, and we will instruct you to open your eyes. So we're going to count now. 1, 2. Feel yourself more grounded in your body. You feel yourself coming back into your body, feeling every aspect. 3, 4. You feel your body having weight pressing upon the surface that you're lying on. 5. You feel yourself in your body with the density grounded upon which you know of as the earth, connecting to the heart of the earth. 6. Now 7. Back to your normal awake consciousness, awake and aware. Now open your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Open and look around. Allow yourself to take in your surroundings, to take in how you feel in your body. You can stretch a little, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move around, and just see how you feel. Do you feel different after that journey? Can you perceive the blue, the golden, and the white light that you brought back with you? Just look and see. We would love to hear from you about how your journey was. If you want to put something in I think it is a box that you have.
Yes.
And Monsef will look and read it.
Everyone, we'd love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat boxes on Zoom or on YouTube. And the collective, thank you so much for this powerful journey. Heather, she wrote, amazing. Loved that. I felt really good. Thank you, Heather.
Were you able to perceive the blue, the golden, and the white light within the portal and on the other side?
She wrote yes.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
I hope that you can perceive it within your body and sparkling and dancing all around you within your space, because it has traveled back with you and it is there now to support you.
Yeah. And so also it had for me, it's still waiting for other comments. Like the energy, it helps with like letting go of resistance. And also like I was remembering like what you shared earlier about agreements, like every resistance is just a reaction to an agreement. And it brings more like, how to say, freedom from that, and also peacefulness.
Yes. It is funny when you think about it that resistance is a reaction to an agreement, because you made the agreement. You might not have made it consciously, but every agreement that you're living, which means everything that you're perceiving, which is made up of agreements, you made. So if you think about that, that really shows you how much power you have. You're a very powerful being. Because if you hadn't made those agreements, you would not be experiencing this realm right now. Realm is made up of the agreements that you made. And so if other people made them and you didn't, you would not be experiencing it. You would not be experiencing this realm. So you agree to everything that allows you to experience this. And yes, sometimes you forget. Forget that, and it's very easy to get frustrated or resist what you perceive of as solid. But if you can just remind yourself it's not solid, it's a tapestry of agreements woven together. Tapestries are not solid. They can appear solid. When you look at them, when you get down into them, you'll see that they're just a bunch of threads woven together. What is woven can be rewoven. Remember that. Or added to. So anyway,
Yes.
is there anyone there who has
Mm,
come back from their journey
yes.
that wants to let us know how you are?
Yeah, Dada, beautiful energies. My body was twitching the whole time. Now it feels like ants. Thank you. Blessings.
That's wonderful. You're welcome, Dada. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing
Dada.
that.
Just thank you very much. I had very beautiful and clear vision and experience. It was a bit scary to make new agreements in the portal. I felt a fear in my body. I hope it didn't ruin my new agreements momentum.
No, it would not, because you made it in the portal. But it's interesting that you noticed that and for you to notice that, because that is a very real experience for many people. And people do hesitate to make new agreements and put power behind them because they feel this fear, because they're known. You know them. When you make a new agreement, it's unknown. And for some reason, we're not really sure why. Human beings are wired to be afraid of the unknown. So the fear that you felt was nothing more than that. It was not any solid fear that would affect your new agreement.
Yeah, beautiful. And Ellen Allen from Australia. Thank you to the collective. A wonderful, joyous journey, a sense of freedom. I love the use and concept of agreement.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad that you do what we call concept of agreements. Because it's more than a concept. And the more that you look at the world that you perceive from this perspective, the more you will see that, yes, this is very much made up of agreements. And that's all there is. So we encourage you to do that.
Yeah. And Holly on YouTube shared that was a deep and amazing meditation. Thank you. And also on YouTube, Neo Sapiens Culture. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome so
Thank
much.
you both. And yeah, so the collective, thank you so much
You're
for everything, for the journey, for the explanation, the insights. It was really, how to say, I always love the analogies and examples that you give to us, because it's really helped to understand how the physical reality works. And
Yes.
and when we understand that, it's really shifts so much energetically, because it helps to let go, like you said, about the agreements. When we understand that, it makes the process a bit more easier for us to let go of the resistance when we understand how this reality works. So thank you so much. And yeah, also thank you for the gifts and the offer.
You're so welcome. We are so glad that we were here with you and had this wonderful journey and visit with you. We love being with you. We love sharing with you. And we love interacting with all of your energy. So what we're going to do now is we will send you our love, and we will say goodbye, and we will bring Amy back so that she can say good night and goodbye to all of you. We will leave. Namaste. Thank you for being with us.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I think I'm, well, okay. I think I went on a journey. I'm not sure. Well, I definitely felt the energy of the journey. Wow, okay. So I think I'm here. I'm not sure exactly. I kind of feel like
Yeah, we hear
I'm
your voice.
moving around. You can hear me. All right, good.
Yeah.
If that means I'm speaking. All
Yeah.
right. So anyway, thank you for having me in the collective, Monsef. I really, really love being on the sessions with you, in the calls with you. It is magical and powerful, and I love the space that you provide and create. And I love being with all of you out there that are listening or watching. We know that you can't see the collective or me, and that is kind of by intention because the collective like to walk around when they are speaking with the body, and if there was any type of thing, a viewing camera or that was making them sit in one place, I don't know if they could actually give you the quality of the talk that they normally bring through. So I don't like to necessarily sit still, but I'm better at it than they are. They do sit still for the guided meditative journey. I've noticed that. They do sit in one place for that. But otherwise, they are not sitting. They are moving. They're moving all about. I don't know if it helps them move the energy. Not really sure, but I know that they are moving everywhere. So you would get, if there were a video of the collective, you would get to see a blank screen at least 95 to 99% of the time. So it wouldn't be a lot of fun. So anyway, I just want to thank you so much for being here and allowing us into your hearts and into your lives. And I will bid you a goodbye and adieu. And until next time, the collective and I will see you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Amy. Yeah, it's always a joy and pleasure to have you with us here, you and the collective. So again, thank you so much for everything. And everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today, sharing this time and space with us, and really amazing energy. So thank you so much. Thank you for those who asked the questions. Thank you for the comments. And again, you can get the 2 free gifts and also the special offer. There are the buttons on the live event page, special offer button, and then free gift 1 and free gift 2 buttons. Also, they will be on the replay page, and the links are on YouTube video description. And also, I put the links on the chat boxes. And for the special offer, the link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Amy, AMI. And the other gifts, it's a bit difficult, but yeah, I put the links on everywhere. So yeah, so thank you so much again, everyone, and I'm sending you so much love, and then we see you on the next call. Bye bye, everyone.